astrology, the position of the planets deciding the course of your life, fundamentally. Every form has a vibration of its own. The whole existence is a vibration as far as the science is concerned, isn't it? You know this? So this vessel is a certain kind of vibration. Naturally, it's emanating a certain field around itself. Objects around you can influence you. So if this vessel can influence you, definitely the huge planets, they must be exerting some kind of influence on you.
5580, sun was in Taurus, gave me the voice, I was born to record this. Scorpio rising, I was born to explore this. My life fell deeper, born with 12 teachers, planets are the notes, broadcast to 12 speakers. Neptune, Sagittarius, I'm a big dreamer. Sag in the second, cash is expected. Traveling the globe or in cap with the message. Observe that I'm cold with submerged in commotion. Lunar Capricorn, I'm reserved with emotion. Fourth house where the air begins, where my soul roots are buried in. Plus my old derps in the Caribbean. Figuring my kids out, eating fish in my fifth house. I create art to pass gifts out. Aries in the sixth, I'm quick to serve others. Mercury and Taurus, my words are like numbers. I love to think, write so well, I'm on some other ink. Venus, Gemini, Tahuti, I'm yours truly. My words is pure beauty that rise while the others sink. Cancer in the ninth, I'm at home when I'm learning. Saturn in the 10th, so I know I'm determined. I know I'm deserving. Precise with it, maybe Mars, Jupiter conjunct. You won't like when I'm angry. 11th house, Pluto, I change the group's thinking. Libra in the 12th, relate or keep sinking. The God throws lyrics, these classes don't quit it. The path is so stripped that the masses don't get it till they start studying their COZMOPHYZIX.
We come to understand that it is what you call planetary vibration. The sun emits energy throughout the solar system. Each planet being made up of its own substance channels that or refracts energy towards the earth. This is what gives us the current and the energy to possess different faculties. You, as a recipient of it, control it, dog. You can decide now to speak and use that energy to speak, or you can decide not to, so you control it. However, you don't control it to the degree whether you possess it or don't possess it. Just possess yourself of a thought. You can't even do that. You can't even stop thinking. So the energy is constantly running through the universe and through your own physical form.
Yeah. Here we go, y'all. Another night at COZMOPHYZIX Radio. Every Sunday night we'll be here from 8 to 11. Tonight, starting off with just me and MARKHU. Alright? We're going to discuss we're going to discuss the natal promise tonight, man. Right? And let me get into what the natal promise is, you know, so that the listeners have an idea. Right? And let me explain that first and foremost, you know, this is to expound on the knowledge of astrology, man, more than anything else. Right? So, you know, it's for our students, first and foremost. Right? And after that, we'll be dealing with demonstrations of how the natal promise works in the birth chart. So we'll be taking callers, all right, as usual. Okay. First, you need to understand this basic principle, all right, that the planets emanate or they radiate on their own vibratory frequency as they are energized by the sun. Certain mental faculties and certain events. Now, what I mean by that is that each planet feeds our mental vibration, gives us the ability to think on certain wavelengths. Like, for example, to memorize something, we utilize Mercury's vibratory energy. Right? When we exert force or our own willpower, physical or mental or psychological, we're tapping into martial or the energy of Mars. All right? When we feel benevolent or giving or kind and merciful, we are tapping into the vibration of Jupiter. Right? So these qualities all human beings have because all of us are born here on this planet, subjected to this flux, this influence, you know, this refraction of solar energy from each planet. So the configuration of the solar system at the time of our birth is what gives us our abilities to exert these forces, to exert these physical and mental capacities or abilities. You know, psychology calls them mental faculties, all right? This is the reason why some people are good in math and some people suck at math, right? This is the reason why, excuse me, why some people have the physical ability to be athletic, others have the propensity or the inclination or the talent for architecture as opposed to art, right? And it depends on, you know, the distance between these planets. Now, the position of each planet in the birth chart is what makes your own birth chart unique to your own person. And the distance between the planets is what gives you your ability to exercise these mental powers. Resulting from that is what astrologers or cosmophysicians call the natal promise, okay? And that's what we're going to build on tonight, all right? The natal promise, to expound on that, is certain configuration of planets will grant you the ability to easily blend these energies or these vibrations to perform certain feats, right? Like, for example, Jupiter gives every creature, right, living, but since we're only going to be talking about humans tonight, it gives the human being the ability to run, to jump, to leap, to use and command mentally your the physical use of your thighs, and to subconsciously command your liver to perform its functions, and your blood flow to act the way it does, all right? Now, so if a person is born with Jupiter in a harmonious aspect to, let's say, Mars, right? Mars being the ability to perform physical feats with power, with strength, all right, at will. You know, if this is an harmonious aspect, then the will, which is Mars, being a harmonious aspect with the vibration of being able to jump and leap, means that naturally this person will achieve and will be inclined, because the pattern in the birth chart manifests that they'll be able to perform Mars plus Jupiter blended type of activity, all right, or physical exerted power through jumping, all right? So, you know, we can look at the chart of Michael Jordan, for that matter, and see, and we can look at Dr. Julius Erving and see, and a lot of the prominent athletes, right, who have this aspect, and people who aren't professionals still have this ability, right? So you got people who can leap and jump that don't get paid for it, right? So we can look at a birth chart and tell from the configuration between the various planets what abilities they will have and be able to execute easily, which is part of the natal promise. The other part of the natal promise are those aspects that are turbulent. In other words, those aspects that aren't easily executable, those characteristics on this planet that aren't easily executable. Now let's deal with the idea that we use the same two planets, okay? Mars, which is physical exertion, the will, strength, determination, you know, in a square aspect to Jupiter, which is running and jumping and or philosophical thought, for that matter, or applying philosophical ideas, right? That's that vibration that gives us this ability. So a person born with them in turbulent aspect, by natal promise, is not denied the ability to run and jump. What it indicates is, if they're in turbulence, is that by the natal promise, this is something that they will have to work towards. This is not something that's going to come to them naturally. It doesn't mean that they can't achieve it, you see, because the human will overcomes a lot of obstacles that you're born with. However, the promise in that matter, when they're in turbulent aspect, is that this will be an activity that the blending of these two energies will be an activity that you have to really work hard to achieve, or you have to work toward, to develop a discipline for, in order to bring it to a fruition, to bring it to the plane of manifestation. You know, that's really one breakdown of it. All right. I'm going to try to iterate it in simpler terms for those who aren't studying astrology. All right. Those who just have a bare knowledge of it and may be very interested in it, or it may not, but at any rate, to simplify it, you're born with a certain set of conditions and abilities that are dictated, that are indicated by configurations in your chart. These configurations actually show on the day that you're for the moment of your birth, on the day that you're born, what talents you may achieve or have to work at achieving, as opposed to just naturally being able to do so. All right. We can get into the nature of the planets. MARKHU, you there? Yeah, I'm here. Okay. I just want to make sure everybody was still online. Right? When we look at, let's say, the charts of Bach and Beethoven, these cats and a few others, right? These, even though they're considered to be the European classic, we know that Beethoven was a mulatto. All you need to do is read 100 Amazing Facts About the Black Man by J.A. Rogers, and he show the lineage and other cases and events that will give to that one. Beethoven and Bach were born with aspects between Mercury, which is mental execution, right, and Neptune, which is the ability to fantasize or coordinate harmoniously specific sounds and vibrations, right? So they were born with Mercury and Neptune in positive aspect, in harmonious aspect. Consequently, both of them attained fame and renown as musicians, as composers, right? And we can look at the charts of other famous musicians and come to this understanding, okay, and see. So, I get a lot of clients, most of them are concerned with money and with romance, okay? Few of them are concerned with family matters. Few of them are concerned with their children and with work. A lot of them want to know when they'll run into the opportunity to make an abundance of money, all right? And that right there is determined astrologically when you come to an astrologer or a cosmophysician. In cosmophysics, when you ask an individual that does charts, well, when am I going to come into some money, They must first understand that is there a natal promise for the grant of an abundance of money, and is there a possibility described in their birth chart that would demonstrate this, okay? Well, a lot of people, to their dismay, are disappointed with the answer. If there's no natal promise bringing this, natal promise regarding money definitely involves Venus and Jupiter